The film begins with the introduction of a Black American family as they settle into their new home. The family is composed of Derek Charles, his wife Sharon, and their baby Kyle. As they inspect and go through their new house, Derek and Sharon explore various rooms, including the attic, which is bare with only beams and insulation. They go downstairs instead, as it is not fixed upstairs. They seem to be a really happy couple and are satisfied. However, Sharon sees a mirror on the ceiling and wants to remove it. Still, they decide to christen the house before taking it down. The setting then shifts to their bedroom, where the couple shares an intimate brief moment while eagerly anticipating the arrival of the moving van. As the moving crew shows up, Sharon takes charge of arranging the furniture, while Derek heads to his home office. Upon reaching his office, Derek enters a crowded elevator where he notices a striking white blonde woman carrying a stack of files. Despite the elevator clearing out, she remains, stealing glances at Derek when he's unaware, and reciprocating his curiosity. The woman strikes up a conversation and introduces herself as a temp. A small interaction occurs when she accidentally drops her files, and as Derek bends to help, their hands briefly touch. Derek appears uneasy, and she responds with a smile. When Derek exits on his floor, she follows suit. Inquiring about her purpose there, he questions whom she's meeting, and she discloses Derek Charles. Cautiously, he warns her about Derek's rumored reputation, stating that he's a big prick, playfully wishing her good luck. Recognizing the jest later, she deposits the files with Derek's assistant. Derek, a thriving asset manager in a prominent firm, is asked by his boss about the German client. Derek assures him that the client will invest despite the economic crash, and he successfully secures the German investment. The men in the office have noticed the blonde temp. It's revealed that Sharon used to be a temp in the office, but Derek has kept her off the market. Derek encounters her as he leaves for the day. She introduces herself as Lisa Sheridan, receiving his well-wishing for her next assignment. Despite being a little bit sad because he just left, she redirects her attention to her computer to peruse his profile. At home, Derek is changing Kyle's diapers and tries to get Sharon to exchange with her. They are still unpacking their things and share champagne and teacups to unwind. Sharon suggests trying out the mirror again, which means checking themselves out while being intimate. The following week, Derek returns to the office to find Lisa occupying Patrick's desk. Inquiring about Patrick from the other office worker, she cites a stomach flu. Seated across from Derek, she efficiently handles tasks he lists, some of which she's already managed. Lisa asks about why the party has no spouses allowed, which turns out to be the boss's rule. Although Lisa becomes inquisitive about Derek's wife, Sharon, Derek also can't help but notice Lisa, especially her bare knees. Lisa, though slightly eerie, proves to be a highly competent assistant, even eavesdropping on Derek and Sharon's conversations. Sharon tells Derek about her having a degree, which Derek has promised after they get married, have a baby, and Derek gets a promotion. Derek disagrees with it as he makes a lot of money, but Sharon wants to do it for herself. During a conversation with Sharon one evening, Derek deflects her inquiry about a missed call, blaming it on a misunderstanding by the new assistant who has referred to Sharon as Shannon. Sharon questions Patrick's absence, and Derek explains he's out sick. Following their agreement against having female assistants, Sharon instructs him to part ways with Lisa. The next day, Sharon comes by at the office and finds that Lisa isn't plain just like what Derek has said. Sharon has picked up some vibes with Lisa that aren't good. Sharon does not like him having female temps. While the office staff is adoring baby Kyle, Lisa gets to Derek's office and snoops around. Derek arrives and appreciates that it's already Christmas. Patrick makes a return, and relief washes over him as Lisa is no longer present. However, his relief is short-lived as he discovers her now situated at Marge's desk, who happens to be Joe's assistant. Surprisingly, Patrick and Lisa have developed a friendly connection. Patrick knows that Lisa also listens to calls just like him. The following workday, Derek enters the break room to find Lisa all teary-eyed. Derek is about to leave, but Lisa cries more, while Lisa just says she is allergic. Tearfully, she reveals that she's just been through a breakup and questions if there's something inherently wrong with her. Offering reassurance, Derek acknowledges her intelligence and beauty, stopping short when contemplating his own relationship status. He gently pats her arm, assuring her that everything will be okay. Exiting the room, Ben enters, casting a curious glance at the two of them. Ben comments that Lisa is attractive and warns that Derek is Lisa's target. But Derek declines, as he is married, and won't be involved in the dating game anymore. Derek gets a gift from Lisa, which is a CD of Crudo, his favorite band. They chat, and Derek thanks Lisa. Sharon warns Derek not to enjoy that much during the party. Approaching is the much-anticipated office Christmas party, and a peculiar rule is in place: no spouses allowed. During the festivities, Derek engages in a brief dance with Marge before Lisa intervenes, even suggesting the mistletoe thing. They share a dance, but soon Derek excuses himself, making his way to the men's room. Unexpectedly, Lisa creepily appears and follows him inside. One of the workers goes into the bathroom as he tries to see the two people in one of the cubicles. Her advances become intrusive as she attempts to kiss him, pulling at his shirt while he struggles to evade her. It is clear that Lisa has the hots for him. Firmly instructing her to stop, Derek abruptly exits the men's room, grabs his jacket, and hastily departs the party. Later that evening, slipping into bed, Sharon inquires, asking if anything happened. To which Derek responds that nothing did. Lisa strikes up a conversation with Derek once more, and Derek appears cold. As the staff is leaving, Patrick and Lisa go into the lift together. In the parking garage that night, Derek settles into his car to depart. As he turns to secure his seatbelt, Lisa unexpectedly enters the car, draped in a trench coat. Unveiling a seductive bra, panty ensemble with fishnet stockings, she reassures him that everything is fine now that they no longer share a workplace. Derek becomes super angry at her attempts and sermons her that he will not jeopardize his job. Reacting swiftly, Derek reaches over her, opens the door, and initiates her exit. Accelerating away, he leaves her standing there. Determined to come clean with Sharon about the situation, Derek returns home that night. Finding Sharon at the dining room table, holding the phone submerged in a glass of wine, he notices the sorrowful expression on her face. Inquiring about her distress, Sharon discloses that she spent the past hour and a half consoling her sister, who is about to off herself, and whose husband confessed to an affair and is leaving her. They talk about her sister's womanizing husband leaving her. Conspicuously, Derek omits any mention of Lisa, which he should have already said but didn't. Subsequently, Derek confides in Ben about the party incident, expressing his intention to approach HR and resolve the matter with Lisa. Ben cautions him to be vigilant, as Lisa might manipulate the situation. Heading to HR manager Hank's office, Derek discloses his need to discuss Lisa. Surprisingly, Hank informs him that Lisa has resigned. Derek exhales a sigh of relief, conveying to Hank his earlier suspicion that Lisa might have found herself in over her head. Derek and Sharon arrive home and celebrate the holidays. Later in the office, they are waiting for a big win at work for the New Year's. After the holiday celebration, Derek's email shows a message from Lisa, prompting him to attempt avoidance. As she steps into the bathroom, he seizes the opportunity to open the email, revealing provocative pictures of Lisa. He nervously deletes the photos one by one before Sharon spots it. The following workday, he decides to set a clear boundary by emailing Lisa with the straightforward message, "Leave me alone." However, his attempt to establish distance is futile, as Lisa responds with a cheerful emoticon that winks at Derek. This establishes that Lisa won't stop until Derek drops. Days later, as Derek prepares for a work retreat, Ben is inviting the men to ogle at some ladies. Later, a waitress gives a dirty martini to Derek, saying some woman ordered it for him. Derek later calls Sharon, and Sharon advises him to behave and refrain from excessive drinking during the presumed male bonding at the event. Turning around, he catches only a partial glimpse of the woman, recognizing Lisa approaching him. Lisa tells Derek that she quit her job so Derek won't have to jeopardize his job, which Lisa totally has misunderstood. Assertively, he informs her that nothing will transpire between them and suggests she seek help, as he is already happily married. Still, Lisa does not take the hint. Amidst this interaction, his phone rings, and as he turns to answer, Lisa discreetly adds a powdered substance to his drink. In the ensuing night, Ben and Derek walk through the hallway. Clearly inebriated, Derek heads into his room as Ben reminds him of their 9 o'clock meeting. Collapsing onto the bed, Derek moans, and upon turning over, he finds the door open and sees Lisa in a negligee. He looks at Lisa looming over him. Incapacitated, he is unable to resist as she indulges in rubbing, massaging, and kissing. Derek continues to resist, but his strength is waning. Overwhelmed, Derek succumbs to unconsciousness. The following morning, he awakens with a glaring hangover, managing to make it to the meeting by 10:15. Despite 2 hours passing, the meeting persists as it drags on until the desk clerk disrupts, notifying Derek that his wife is in the lobby. Derek excuses himself, only to find Lisa waiting, sparking his anger. She resumes her rambling about their imagined connection, alleging that he desires her and recounts promises he never made. Firmly, Derek asserts there will never be anything between them, insisting she leaves him alone. Derek shouts at him, and Lisa wonders why Derek is acting as a stranger. At this point, Lisa is delusional and even threatens that Lisa will go to the board meeting and tell them lies. Derek tells her whatever happens, nothing is going to happen between them ever. Resolute, he returns to the ongoing meeting. Later that day, Derek returns to his room to find Lisa sprawled in his bed, an empty pill bottle nearby, and she's unconscious. Reacting swiftly, he contacts emergency services and tries to resuscitate Lisa. Later, the EMS drags Lisa on a gurney out of the hotel. Ben and Joe see this and ask what is happening. Derek assures Ben he'll explain later. That evening, Ben is roused by the phone, with Sharon on the line, inquiring about Derek's whereabouts. Concerned by the lack of response from Derek's cell, Sharon is urged by Ben to discuss the matter with Derek at the hospital. Ben, though, does not say the whole thing and just tells her that Derek will tell Sharon everything. Unaware of the unfolding situation, she rushes over, worried about him. Before Derek can disclose the events, Detective Reese queries why Lisa attempted to overdose in his bed, sending Sharon into a state of distress. The revelation that Lisa designated Derek as her emergency contact intensifies the confusion. They go home on a tense drive, not speaking to each other. Derek apologizes sincerely, but Sharon, overwhelmed, orders him to leave their house. Sharon confronts him, asking why Derek has never trusted her to reveal what is happening. Sharon blames him for escalating the craziness. Derek is telling the truth, but Sharon does not believe him as because he had never been straight with her. Detective Reese pays a visit to Lisa in the hospital, probing into their relationship. Lisa confidently asserts that Derek is on the verge of divorcing Sharon to be with her. Lisa says that Derek and her have not seen each other, so that's why Lisa overreacted. Detective Reese asks Lisa about their relationship. Lisa really believes that their marriage is over, and she paints Sharon as the crazy one. Curious, she inquires if Derek came to visit her. Detective Reese, skeptical of Lisa's claims, informs her that she doubts Derek has any intention of seeing her. Lisa, seemingly perplexed, questions why Derek sent flowers, showcasing a substantial bouquet with a card, professing apologies and love. Both Derek and Detective Reese regard the card with skepticism. Following her conversation with Lisa, Detective Reese briefs Derek about the flowers. Derek suggests that Lisa likely acquired his credit card information during her time in his office, orchestrating the flower delivery to create the illusion of his affection. The detective, though, casts doubt on her story as it is too good of a story. Joe, in the office, is berating Derek that the incident might affect the company's reputation over sexual allegations. Detective Reese goes to Derek's office. Detective Reese goes on to disclose a journal maintained by Lisa, chronicling fictional intimate details of their non-existent romance. Derek emphasizes Lisa's instability and expresses concern about potential actions. The detective suggests a restraining order to Derek. Reese assures him that Lisa is no longer a threat, having relocated to San Francisco to be with her sister. Subsequent scenes depict Derek in his hotel room bonding with his son, while Sharon is still pretty bitter towards him. It's revealed that Derek has been away from the house for several months. On a particular day, he drops his son off at home and approaches Sharon, acknowledging his impending birthday, and inquiring if he could spend it with her. Sharon has hired a babysitter, Samantha, to help out. Derek tries to win Sharon back. Agreeing to join him for dinner, she mentions having a gift for him but decides to present it based on how the evening unfolds. Sharon straightens her hair. Over dinner, Derek pleads with Sharon to allow him back into their home, emphasizing that she and Kyle are his world, and he desires to reunite their family. It has already been months since the incident. Eventually, she slides a box across the table, revealing it to be his house key. Upon returning home, the babysitter, Samantha, occupied with texting and music, hears the doorbell. Opening it, she's surprised to find Lisa standing there, who confidently claims to be a friend of Sharon's with a gift for Kyle. Lisa strolls in and heads upstairs, being really pushy. Samantha attempts to intervene when Lisa engages in a simulated phone conversation with Sharon. Lisa even suggests Samantha talking to Sharon, but Samantha declines as she believes the lies. Once done, Lisa assures it will only take a moment, proceeding to the nursery to stand and gaze down at Kyle. During the date, Derek is pleading to come back to Sharon's graces, which Derek succeeds, and Sharon gives the house key, and their relationship is repaired. Derek also gives her the bents. In the subsequent scene, Lisa is depicted cradling Kyle, planting kisses on his forehead. But while Sharon and Derek are coming home, Lisa walks out carrying Kyle. Samantha doesn't see her leaving with Kyle. Derek and Sharon return home. Samantha casually mentions, "Your friend stopped by." Alarmed, they rush upstairs to find the nursery vacant. Panicking, Derek races to his car, discovering Kyle and his car seat adorned with a conspicuous lipstick mark on his forehead. They bring Kyle to the hospital, and he is fine. They call Detective Reese and report the attempted kidnapping. Sharon is pissed and tells Detective Reese about finding her. Derek asks Detective Reese if he should buy a gun, but Reese says to just strengthen the security features in the house. Sharon and Derek arrive, and Kyle doesn't want to go to sleep and is crying. They also find their bedroom trashed. Also, Lisa cuts out Sharon's photo from the family photo, signaling that Lisa wants to get rid of Sharon out of Derek's life. Sharon calls Lisa's number and warns her that if Lisa is crazy, Sharon is crazier. They beef up the security and install new locks. The police arrive at the house, providing an additional layer of security detail. In the following days, the family plans a holiday at the lake. While Derek heads to work, Sharon prepares to leave to pick up Kyle. Meanwhile, Lisa makes a call to Patrick, maintaining her fabricated story that something is going on between her and Derek. She falsely asserts that Sharon and Derek are in the process of divorcing. Lisa's true motive becomes apparent as she fishes for information. Patrick, unaware of Lisa's deceit, reveals the couple's plans and the fact that they are not divorcing. Sharon returns to the house briefly, grabbing her purse but neglecting to fully lock up. Even though Sharon leaves, Derek reminds her to ensure that the house is properly secured. Unbeknownst to them, Lisa lurks outside, gaining access to the property by breaking the glass door. Remarkably, the alarm system fails to activate, allowing Lisa to enter undetected. She takes a bottle of champagne and goes upstairs, wearing Derek's shirt and scattering rose petals on the bed. Sharon, driving around, hears the champagne cap popping and decides to investigate. Upon reaching the bedroom, she finds Lisa lying on their bed. Lisa reveals her full psychotic spectrum to Sharon, claiming that Derek is leaving her. Sharon doesn't buy into her lies and is about to call the cops when Lisa launches an attack. As things heat up, a girl-to-girl battle ensues between Sharon and Lisa. Meanwhile, Derek calls Sharon, but with no response, Lisa answers the call. Sharon manages to knock Lisa on the head and tells Derek she'll call him back. In the meantime, Derek contacts Detective Reese, while Sharon continues to battle Lisa relentlessly. However, Lisa gains the upper hand and chokes Sharon. Despite Sharon's tenacity, Lisa manages to overpower her, and they grapple until they tumble down the stairs. In the chaos, Lisa kicks Sharon, causing her to disappear out of sight. As Sharon pursues Lisa into the attic, Lisa attacks her from behind. From this point on, the ladies grapple and fight, with Lisa wielding a piece of wood. Sharon taunts her until she leads Lisa to a weak portion of the attic floor. Lisa moves closer, and she falls through the weakened floor. Having a moment of compassion about letting Lisa meet such a fate, Sharon tries to pull her up to save her. However, the psychotic Lisa retaliates by attempting to drag Sharon down. Managing to free Lisa's fingers, Sharon watches as Lisa falls through, landing on a table below. Amidst shattered glass and twisted metal, Lisa, weakened but alive, opens her eyes. However, her fate takes a tragic turn as the chandelier, loosened by the commotion, falls, impaling Lisa. In the aftermath, Sharon calmly exits through the front door just as Detective Reese arrives, inquiring about the events. Sharon tersely responds and walks into Derek's waiting arms.